Hello, hello. Welcome. It's Bernadette. How are you guys? It's been a while since I've been on. Oh, I just knocked my heater over. Say hello when you get here. We're going to talk about the blessing. There's a blessing in the fact that eggs are so dang expensive right now. It may not be what you are thinking. You might be a little upset at the price of a dozen eggs. I know in California it's like $7 a carton. So many memes going around about it, but it's actually a very, very good thing. And I'll explain it in just a moment. Let me share this. So, whether you're on live or you're on the replay, um, I hope that you're having a good Monday night. It is Monday, right? God, it feels like a whole year is happening in a day right now. It's a lot going on. Things are moving so fast, and I have been meaning to get to this live stream all day today, and I got really busy, and then I went to a Pilates class and had to do a late night session. So I look like I went and worked out because I did. How many of you are feeling the crunch of the egg crisis, and how many are you upset about it? Hello, Miss Lillian. It's Monday there in the Netherlands. Or it's Monday here. It's Tuesday where you are. Yeah, I guess so. It's the middle of the night. It's nice of you to join us. What are you doing up in the middle of the night? So here's the deal. I am ever so, and look, nothing against those of you who like eggs. I ate a bunch of eggs at Christmas. I made a bunch of deviled eggs, and I love my quiche. But I stopped eating eggs right after Christmas. The more and more I started to feel into whether or not it was good for the family, and it's not. And the more I'm doing magnets on people, biomagnetism therapy, the more I am seeing that one of the number one viruses that most people are carrying, and it's like I think the CDC says it's 95% of the population has Epstein-Barr virus, which is horrible. It's a horrible virus. Most people know Epstein-Barr is what causes mononucleosis, but what most people don't realize is that Epstein-Barr, or EBV, can lay dormant in your body whether or not you ever got mono, and then later combine with another virus or another bacteria or a fungus or some other pathogen and wreak havoc on your life. The thing with EBV is that it feeds on eggs, but it's not the only pathogen that feeds on eggs. Think about this for a moment. And the medical medium talks about this too, the history of viruses and how in labs they incubated viruses in eggs. They feed off of eggs. Whether you're eating the whites or you're eating the yolks, they do. And they wreak havoc on your health. Whether or not you're sensitive to eggs is not the point. You're giving food to the bugs that live within you that then cause things like chronic fatigue. They do not do you any favors if you have Lyme disease. It's not good if you have any other virus going on, like, say, I don't know, the CVID or the flu, strep, staph. All of those viruses will feed on eggs. So, why do I think it's a blessing? Because I think more and more people are going to find alternatives to eggs and to eating eggs because they're just too expensive. Same with milk, though, because I remember when milk spiked, and it's still kind of expensive, and we don't drink dairy milk. We drink coconut milk, and it's fine by me, right? Like, you can have Hypo, you can have cashew milk, but in reality, the less dairy you consume, the better you are, because your body produces a whole lot of mucus when it comes to dairy. And it's one of those like your stomach does not like it. Your digestive tract does not like it. It produces a whole lot of mucus within your system. Whether or not you get like phlegm in your throat is not the point. It actually in your digestive tract will clog you up. So it's good, right now that people are being forced to find alternatives to eating eggs. When I see so many people with chronic health issues suffering and they're naturopaths, like I have one lady that I've been working with for the last 2 weeks, and we're getting amazing results right now. She was never told to not eat eggs by her naturopath, even though she's been diagnosed with EBV and they took her gallbladder out and she's got hiatal hernia and stomach cramps and the whole bit. They never told her to not eat eggs. I have a local farmer who has free range. Here's the thing, Lavette. I used to raise my own chickens, right? And we had a ton of eggs. And surely it's better to eat. If you're going to have eggs, it's better to eat free range. But don't think that they can't. I mean, look, like I said, people in labs for the last 50 to 100 years have been training up the viruses that are loose on the population to feed and grow so they can study them in eggs. And eggs have their own bacteria, literally as food for viruses and pathogens. So I'm not telling you guys what to do. I'm telling you there is a blessing in this, because most people don't want to pay $7 for a dozen eggs. You got to find a new alternative. And now's the time to look at, all right, what else can I have besides eggs? You can have avocado, right? You can replace it with something more natural and plant-based. There's oatmeal, right? My dad was telling me today, because I've been working on him and with his kidney stuff. And he's getting amazing results. He went off of his acid reflux because I put him back on celery juice, and we're doing a powder which works just as good as juicing celery, which is a pain in the ass. And I've referred a couple people to it, and it's working amazing. Got off his imezapyl. Just did a session on him yesterday, and literally his blood pressure dropped so low today, he's got to come off one of his pills. I'm like, perfect. That's what we want, right? I love eggs. Sounds like I need to slow it down. I would just not eat them, Cindy. Like, find an alternative. No joke. My one client who I was just mentioning, who's been so sick for years. In the last 2 weeks, we have done 5 sessions on her. And for the first time in several years, she doesn't have the stomach pain. She's listening to everything I'm telling her. Am I live? Can you guys hear me? I don't know what just happened. I don't know if StreamYard kicked me out or if my internet kicked me out. That was the weirdest Mercury retrograde faux pas. Can you guys hear me? Say yes and yes. Okay. Like, my whole screen went out and it went, check your internet. Like, what the heck? I've been having oatmeal. Yeah, oatmeal's good. One of the things that I like to eat in the morning is I'll mix like coconut yogurt, unsweetened coconut yogurt, and I'll throw blueberries and raspberries in there. I'll put some chia seeds in there and maybe some nuts, right? All fresh, really good. And it's healthy, and it gives you protein, and it gives you energy, and it's not going to hurt your body. The coconut milk, your body can handle coconut milk. I always get the ones that are natural and they don't add sugar and flavoring, right? And there's some good alternatives out there. So that's one thing. But I'm telling you guys, like, the stomach does not like, nor does your immune system, eggs. And if you have any of the things that I'm talking about, like chronic fatigue, lupus, Crohn's, IBS, you have low energy, and maybe that's about it, or you've been sick a lot, stop eating eggs. This is a good thing. It makes people seek out new alternatives. I'm happy because, even my daughter was saying it's not worth it. Like, it's not worth it. Just not. And I was someone who raised chickens, and my chickens were free range, and we took very, very good care. And I didn't give them antibiotics and all of that, but we don't have chickens anymore. But even if we did, the funny thing is, I didn't eat that many eggs, even though we had chickens. I sold my eggs. I think we sold probably 10 times the amount of eggs. We just had the chickens because we liked them. And I had a farm, right? So instead of complaining about it, I think this is Spirit's way of the universe's way of trying to get people back on the road to health. Y'all wonder why we have such a hard time with chronic health issues, especially here in the US. You know, we eat a lot of meat and processed foods, and we eat a lot of eggs. And it's not good for you. Like if you're feeding EBV, and EBV is responsible for creating a backup in your liver, it goes after your reproductive organs if you're a female, but it also goes after your thyroid. It is the cause of hypothyroid, hyperthyroid, Hashimoto's. So the more you know, the better it is for you. I've been meaning to speak. Yeah, you should have Cindy, you should have the code. But if you need to talk to me so that we can get you a time that works for your schedule, just message me. You know how to get in touch with me. So that's why I'm happy. I'm happy about that because, man, it's been hard. Like trying to explain to people, like if you want to get healthy, you have to be 100% responsible for your health, for what is going into your body. I am grateful that I have a few clients right now that are willing to do whatever it takes to get well. They got to drink celery juice, they'll drink it. They've got the one, we went all liquid while her stomach heals because she just had an endoscopy that messed her whole throat and stomach up. So she's doing everything I'm telling her to do, and she is getting better for the first time in years. And she said, I've spent thousands with a naturopath. I can't wait for you guys to hear her story, either from her or in writing. We're waiting until we get to the end of this. But she's doing so well. And one of the she goes, I never was told about the eggs. She goes, every time I eat breakfast in the morning, I get these massive stomach cramps, right? Her stomach cramps were at a 10. Right now we're down to a 2. I've done 5 BioMag sessions, long distance. She's in Tennessee. And I'm so good at like long distance healing and sending the energy. And thank God for Lola, my mannequin, because I'm able to like get her connected to the quantum field, connect up with the client. And even people that I wouldn't think would be able to feel the energy can feel every single thing I'm doing to them during the session and when we're placing the magnets. So it's working really well. But she listened and she stopped eating eggs. So if you haven't heard that, don't listen to me. Do your own research. If you're a medical medium person, you really like his information, go listen to what he has to say about eggs and listen to the whole history behind it. So I honestly think because this year's a 7 in numerology and it's all about us focusing internally and being our best selves and connecting to higher energy and raising our frequency and really paying attention to what we're doing, I really believe that this is just Mother Nature and God and Spirit's way of getting people to shift and change, right? It's funny how when something costs you that much money, you're like, okay, now I might be willing to give up eggs. Like, it'll be good for your health if you do. And I'm not saying you should never have them, but know that you should not have them very often at all. It's not a good food. Not when it makes viruses and bacteria that you aren't even aware of or hiding out in your body for the perfect opportunity, for the perfect stress event. Because when you stress out, when you go through a period of massive stress, your immune system drops. And then things like EBV that you didn't even know was in your system combines with another virus, another pathogen. Like I was saying a couple weeks ago, if y'all look it up on Google, do your own research. Don't take my word for it. I went looking on my own because I kept seeing it when I was working with people. Like there's something to this Epstein-Barr combining with the SARS-CoV-2 to make people have these horrible reactions and end up on ventilators. And sure enough, while it's not out there in the mainstream media, you go look it up. There has been a bunch of reports and research that, in fact, people that ended up on ventilators, most of them tested positive for Epstein-Barr. Now, there are 60 varieties of Epstein-Barr. They test for one to see if you have the antibodies. A lot of people are walking around with Epstein-Barr, don't even know they have it until they get something like SARS-CoV-2, COVID, and then, holy crap, it blows up and they feel like hell. And sometimes in Epstein-Barr, it attacks your brainstem, your medulla oblongata, and the occipital part of your brain that tells your lungs to breathe. And when it gets there, that's when you end up on a respirator. Now, if you know someone that does magnets, like me, right, that does biomagnetism therapy and has been properly trained, you can avoid having to go through that. Like I worked on Brindy, and within 20 minutes, she was good to go and didn't end up, and then tested afterwards, and it tested negative. I worked on someone not last weekend, but the weekend before that, who tested positive and has underlying health issues, and she made it through without having to go to the ER. So, but it was getting bad. That's Epstein-Barr too, unfortunately. So y'all take care of yourselves right now, but pay attention to what's happening this year, because we are, like, one of the things in the predictions for those of you who are there at the 2023 forecast. And if you haven't seen it, you can actually catch the replay. It's $27 if you go on the page, or you can message me and we'll send you the link. But I think one of the things we talked about was the falling of the healthcare system, and it's bad. I was doing some research the other day. Spirit had me go down this rabbit hole, and sure enough, since 2018, explain this to me. I want to see if you guys are aware of this. Since 2018, private equity firms have been buying hospitals, right? Hospices and nursing homes. And then COVID hit in 2019, and the numbers keep climbing of how many hospitals and healthcare facilities that private equity firms are now in ownership of here in the US. Why? Why are investment firms owning hospitals? You wonder why, like, the quality of care has gone down, and why a lot of the nurses are understaffed and doctors are understaffed. It's all about profit. Our healthcare system is heading for a crash, and people need to be more responsible for their health. Like, we have to be our own best health advocate, and you don't have to go the normal route. If you've been following me for any amount of time, y'all know I am all about taking responsibility for your health. There's a place for doctors. There's a place where, you break a bone, you got to get it fixed. But when it comes to chronic health issues, you can fix so much of it with what are you putting into your body, and then natural treatments. Get natural therapies done that are non-invasive, like biomagnetism therapy. I love acupuncture, right? But I'm getting better results with the biomagnetism than I am acupuncture. I put magnets on myself last night. So I was having where I tore my meniscus, and they wanted to do surgery, and I didn't let them. Every now and then it acts up. And I've been so busy and on my feet 12 hours a day doing sessions and then running here and running there. So I'm a little tired, physically tired. So my knee was acting up, and so was my Achilles heel on that side. Threw magnets on last night, 20 minutes, took them off, woke up this morning, both were fine. Did another long ass day on my feet and on my knee, and went to Pilates, went to a TRX class, a suspend class, which is so difficult, but my knee was just fine. And so was my heel. So yeah, way better results. Plus I own the magnets and I know how to place them. So it was free. Anyways, yeah, that's what I wanted to share with you guys. Go do some research. Do some research on these things, because there's so much going on. I mean, my head was spinning the other day. I was in meditation after I read those articles, and Spirit kind of took me down that road of go, look at what's happening. Because I've been asking left and what is going on with our healthcare system. I know nurses, and so many of them are fed up. One of my clients who has chronic health issues works in healthcare, right? Like HR and healthcare. And what's she doing? Natural remedies. She's coming a different route. Why? Because the doctors, they have nothing more to do. They're like, we don't know what to do. Go home. Sorry, your stomach hurts. Sorry, you have no energy. Sorry, we don't know what to do anymore other than give you another pill. And that's how my one in Tennessee is too. All of them are just like, we don't know what else to do, which then makes you start to feel like it's in your head because test after test doesn't show anything. Well, they're not testing for the right things, right? So is what it is, but you can take control of your health. And I want to see y'all get healthy. I don't want, I would prefer people come to me before it hits chronic crisis. Like my health has been so bad for so long, and now I'm in crisis because I'm ready to give up. I can't live like this. I've heard that from several people. And it's like, man, I wish I had my hands on you sooner, However, it is what it is, and we take it from where we are. And you can get better. You can, but you've got to take control of your health. Eat properly. Don't eat eggs. And don't be adding to the stress about it. There's a reason. I believe there's always a reason for everything that happens. And right now, avian flu is taking out the chickens, so the cost of eggs are high, and it's actually a blessing. It's a blessing. I don't think it's a bad thing. I'm sure a lot of people that love eggs are going to disagree with me, but that's cool. Go do your own research, see what you see. And if you follow the medical medium, go look up his stuff. He's written articles about it. He's got podcasts about it from years ago, talking all about the fact that eggs are food for pathogens and viruses. And y'all don't need it in your body, especially if you want to get well. Hi, Cardamancy. It's good to see you. All right. That's it for me. I am tired. It is 9:17 here, and I just got done with my last session after going to Pilates. So I'm going to go chill, calm down, wind down, and get ready for bed because I got to be up in the morning for another class at 7 a.m. And then we've got Charm Life coaching tomorrow. So those of you in Charm Life, I guess I'll see you tomorrow. And then on Wednesday, Hidden Wisdom coming at you. We're doing the normal time, 12 p.m. Pacific, since nobody wanted to move it to the evening, which I'm fine with. I'm perfectly fine with that. And then Charm Life on Thursday. So for those of you in Charm Life, I'll see you guys Tuesday and Thursday. Hidden Wisdom, I'll see you on Wednesday for our monthly coaching. And the rest of you, if you want to book a session with me, just go to my website and you can schedule right there. And Cindy, message me and we'll set up for your first session. Okay. Cool. All right, you guys. Mercury retrograde is going direct later this week. Thank God. Thank God. It's been rough. I'm hoping time slows down a little bit. Have you guys felt that whole thing of a whole year is happening in a week? It just, so much is going on. I can't believe that we're at the middle of January, and yet just in 2 weeks' time, so much has happened. I can barely keep up. So much is happening. And it feels like, in one way, time is going so fast. And in another way, time is not going that fast, but there's so much happening in a short, condensed amount of time. This is what we have to look forward to this year. Yay. So it's up to us to slow down, take time to focus in. Time does go fast. Couldn't sleep for 3 days. Oh my God, the sleep thing the energy's been so cranked. Sleep has been hard, sleeping solid through the night. So I've been doing a lot of wake up, and then I'll say some prayers and do some meditation, go back to sleep, get up again. And I'm now at the point, Lillian, I don't even want to check what time it is. Because when I have to get up early, it just makes me more cranky. If I don't know what time it was and how much sleep I actually lost, I seem to do better. But once I'm up in the morning, that's it. There's no going back to sleep until, late at night. But yeah, thank God for chia seeds because they help a lot with extending my energy out. And I'm eating a lot better too. So yeah. You don't watch the time either. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird when you sit there and look at the clock and you're like, I have to be up in 3 hours. And then it seems like you can't fall asleep more. So I just don't look. I just go and say some prayers. I am going to get some rest. You too. I'm not going to be around. Bella turns, for those of you who've been with me for the last 22 years, Bella turns 21 on Monday. Now I'm gone all weekend. This weekend, all of us are. Addie has some big to-do competition this weekend, and then Bella turns 21 Monday, but because it's a Monday, we're going to celebrate next week, Friday. I'm sad, I'm happy, all at the same time that my little one, who I just remember her being born just not that long ago, is 21. She likes her new place. She starts her new job tomorrow. She's nervous, just like I think anyone would be on a first day. I'm like, someone that works there. I don't know why you're so nervous, but yeah. And then on the other side of things, our little dog Furby, who is almost 19. In a couple months, he'll turn 19. The last couple days, he's my dad's dog. He's been bad. Like he's having a hard time holding himself up to go to the bathroom. He's more and more blind, and I don't know how that dog is still alive. Like, I don't think we've ever had a dog live to 19. And this dog surprised me because there's been a couple times we were sure that he was just done. He is old for a dog. He just won't let go. That dog is deaf, mostly blind, has these big, fatty, fibrous tumors all over his body. He's limping, but he was chasing after Macy, the little Yorkie poo, this just a little while ago. Like he was all excited trying to get to her. I'm like, dude, you are old. Like in dog years, he's like 120 something years old. Crazy. It's crazy to me how old that dog is. But I prayed. For those of you who pray, say a prayer for us. My prayer is that because he's slowing down a lot the last couple of days, that he goes in his sleep. My dad does not want to have to put him down. And I mean, my dad's ready. We're all well aware of where we're at right now with the dog. But I would prefer he just go in his sleep. I know it's close, Lillian, but I just want him to do my dad that favor. Just go to sleep and don't wake up. Like, don't make us take you to the vet and put you down. It's so much harder to do it that way. We all want that. I don't know how many dogs cooperate, but he has an enlarged heart, so it's not out of the question that he will just go to sleep and not wake up. That's my hope. He's sleeping more and more lately, but I'm just waiting like any day now. Thankfully, my dad is getting close to Brindy's little Yorkie poo, so he won't have as hard of a time. But crazy. Anywho, all right, you guys, I love you. Spread the news. Like, let people know. Do your own research. I don't want you to take my word for it, but do your own research on the whole egg thing. And then you'll understand what you're doing to your body when you eat eggs. It's not a good thing. It's a good thing to be off of them. So while they're expensive and nobody wants to pay $7 for a dozen eggs, it's actually good to push you away from eating them. And then you can feel better and stop feeding viruses in your body. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one.